So, have you seen this video? It's been making the rounds, and it's raising a question that honestly gets right to the heart of American democracy. Today, we're going to break down this viral clip of America's former top general that has everybody talking. And it all really starts with one fundamental and, frankly, pretty startling question. Right. This is the question that is just burning up social media. It feels intense, it's definitely alarming, and the whole thing kicks off with just 6 powerful words from a 4-star general. So what is really going on here? Is this some kind of rebellion happening in real time, or is the truth, a lot more complicated? And there it is. Those are the words right at the center of this entire firestorm. And the guy who said them? General Mark Milley. At the time he said this, he was the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, literally the highest-ranking military officer in the whole country. And get this, he didn't say it in some secret meeting. Nope, he said it on camera at his own retirement ceremony, for the entire world to hear. Okay, but here is the first major twist in this whole thing. This clip isn't new. To really understand why it's suddenly exploding in April 2026, we've actually got to jump in a time machine and go all the way back to 2023. Because believe me, the context here is everything.
See, this speech didn't just come out of thin air. It was a direct reaction to something. Right before Milley retired, then former President Trump went on social media and accused him of treason, even suggesting he deserved to be executed. And why? Because of phone calls Milley made to his counterpart in China after the events of January 6th. Just a few days after that accusation, on September 29th, Milley gets up on that stage and delivers this speech. And this really gets to the core of the conflict back in 2023. You have two totally opposing views. From one perspective, these calls were an act of treason, a general undermining his commander-in-chief. But from the other side, it was just part of the job description, trying to calm down a nervous global rival and show that the U.S. government was stable. Two completely different ways of seeing the exact same event.
All right, so if this all went down back in 2023, why on earth is it setting the internet on fire right now in April of 2026? This is where the story takes a really sharp turn into the present. And, well, this is where things get a lot more intense. You have to understand the world we're in now. In April 2026, President Trump is back in the White House. His administration has already forced out several senior military leaders in what critics are calling a purge of anyone they see as being disloyal. And if that wasn't enough, the U.S. is on the brink of a major war with Iran. All of a sudden, a general's words about loyalty from 3 years ago, well, they feel incredibly relevant, don't they? And it just spread like wildfire. We're not talking about a slow burn here. This clip got over 100,000 views in just the first few hours after it was reposted. The timing, that explosive new context, made it hit home with an audience that was already primed for this exact message. So who was pushing it? Well, it looks like the big surge came from an Iran-linked account on X. And they didn't just post the clip. They framed it to look like U.S. military officials were expressing these views right now. In the middle of a tense military standoff, that timing is absolutely not a coincidence. It's disinformation 101, really. You take old, real content, and you repackage it to stir up a crisis that's happening today. But to really get why this is all so explosive, we have to look past the viral video, past the politics. The real conflict here, the thing this is all about, boils down to one single, almost sacred principle for the U.S. military, their oath of office. This right here, this is the oath that every single U.S. military officer takes. And you have to read it carefully. They swear to support and defend the Constitution. Notice what's not in there. There's no mention of a president, a king, a general, any individual. Their ultimate loyalty is to a document and to the ideas inside it. And that's exactly what Milley was talking about in that same 2023 speech. He was basically explaining this very principle. He laid it all out. The military's loyalty isn't to a person or a political party or even a piece of land. It's to the set of rules and rights in the Constitution. From that perspective, refusing an unlawful order isn't rebellion, it's literally their legal duty. Okay, so let's put all these pieces together. You've got an old speech, a brand new political context, and a foreign disinformation campaign, all swirling around this fundamental idea of civil-military relations. So why does this matter so much right now? Because it shines a huge spotlight on this deep and frankly pretty dangerous tension. What happens when you have a commander-in-chief who really values personal loyalty above everything else, who is in charge of a military that is sworn to be loyal not to him, but to the Constitution? It just creates this inherently unstable situation, especially when you're in the middle of a global crisis. And that leaves us with the ultimate question. It's a question that every single officer might have to ask themselves one day. In a moment of crisis, when an order from the very top seems to go against the oath they took to the Constitution, which one do they follow? That's the question at the heart of this viral video, and it's a question that has never felt more urgent.